All right, today I'm going to keep helping you to shift into a completely different way of living, if you choose. I suspect you're here for that. So today I want to help you to turn anything around. Anything. I really mean that. In fact, we can do it right now. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's just one simple exercise. You might say, wow, that is simple. But I'm going to walk you through it. Because if you do this with me, you might get some results right away that could blow your mind. I get that all the times from my students. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Are you ready to do that? Today, I'm going to take you through turning anything around. So the first step, and if you're on my free email list, you'll probably see this over there and you can spend a little more time on it. The first thing is, what do you want to turn around? What do you want to turn around? Get out a journal, get out a notebook, and let's write it down. I'm in a negative relationship. I don't love myself. I have negative thoughts. I judge. I struggle with money. I'm in a job that I can't stand. I seem to attract negative people. All right, name it. And maybe it's all the above. List all of them. You can pause this video and go and do that. The next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to ask you one question, and I want you to write it down. Why do you think it is? Why do you think you have this in your life? Okay, I don't think highly of myself, so I'm always in negative relationships. Okay, I'm afraid to leave my job because I don't know what else I could do. Let's just say, I struggle with money because, you know, I've been told that it's bad to be wealthy. And so you probably have a really good handle on what it is, right? You know, and I think you need to go deep. Now, we're not here to traumatize you or analyze anything. In fact, that's the opposite of my teachings. We take responsibility. In other words, we're going to look at it and say, what am I doing? What is that choice I'm making that causes that? And it's probably a pattern. If you're experiencing something right now you drastically want to change and you're struggling with it, I guarantee you the majority of you have a pattern. Otherwise, you would just change it, right? Oh, okay. But if it's there, it's because it's a, let's just say, underlying belief or issue, pattern, programming, whatever it is. We're not going to blame anybody else because you're totally in charge of your feelings and your choices. So that's our next step. After you decide why you think it's there, the third step is, and it's going to be just as simple, what are the actions that I can take to change this? That's it? Yeah, that's it. Now, here's where we struggle. We list them and we know all this stuff and we don't do a darn thing. We stay in the patterns. It can be an addiction for you because it's called comfort level. And people stay in what they know. They don't like to step into that zone of the unknown world where I might actually be a success. What do I do with that? I might actually love myself. I might have to actually leave an abusive relationship. What happens then? Wow, it's not them. I've been holding back because I sort of like being taken care of or knowing that somebody else somehow gives me attention. There's all kinds of things that go on that will stop you personally, from moving forward. And it's only you doing it. What are the actions you must take? Now, the majority of people out there won't come take my course because they know they're going to have to make some changes. Those who do and get the results are blown away because the results are so amazing and beautiful. They can't even imagine being that other person. But the majority of people out there, somehow, they just like to stay here and complain about it. And then they'll watch all my videos or somebody else's videos or on and on and on. And they'll study law of attraction, which I don't believe in. You have everything right now. You don't have to attract anything. You are that which you desire. But if you desire it and you don't believe it, and you're not taking the actions to break those patterns and those beliefs, nothing will change. These 3 steps are so simple, yet the third one is the one we struggle with most. We may have all the answers because you do. You personally have all the answers. People want me to do things for them. Well, I can't do anything for you. I can only lead you down that pathway. But you have to open those doors, and when you do, wow, mind-blowing stuff. If you do this today and you take some kind of action, just one little step toward resolving the issue, changing the reality that you struggle with, that you're not enjoying, you can shift into an amazing space, because now your message, your directive to the universe is, I no longer want to live like that. Show me the way. And I know I have to take action. That means I must, stop blaming. I must forgive. I must, I must find new skills to change my job. I must, have a talk with my spouse and tell them I will no longer tolerate certain things, and that this is what's going to happen if you don't start changing your behavior, because it's your choice. But I will no longer tolerate it because it's very negative and I don't want to be around that anymore. Or you go see a counselor together. There's so many things that you can do. Why aren't you doing it? Yeah. So those of you who struggle with money, and they tell, I get this all the time, I can't take courses to improve myself or get skills because I don't have money. And I'm thinking, well, that's exactly what you're supposed to do to earn the money. So then they have an excuse, and it's a cycle that goes on, and so they remain in poverty, constantly struggling, and they blame that they don't have money. And then they blame the world. The world's supposed to give them everything, right? But they want that. They want that life. They want to make money, but they want those who make money to just give them everything. And so that's not a mindset that works to achieve the goals that you desire. So you have to ask yourself, what is that person who I might admire, whose life I think looks pretty cool, and I would like to, shift into that reality and find out what that's about. How do they think? What are their actions? What are they doing that's different from me? And so you can emulate other people because they're in a different mind. The same mind that created the problem cannot solve the problem. So you have to be the mind that's living that life. So if you want to understand that mind, study people who are in that mindset, or get the training. You guys know I have free videos, and you can, it's called Manifest Anything. What is that power? How do you activate it? How do you break through fear? I have a free 1-hour master class because fear holds you back. It's all fear. It is 100% fear. And so you're going to feel it. So we don't try to end it, we break through it. So what are you going to do today to change that life that you desire to shift into something different, move away from, whatever? What did you learn from all of this? I'm not going to go into the details because that's extensive training, but these 3 steps could absolutely turn anything around for you. But you have to take them. I can't do that for you. You're that powerful. So if you don't believe it and you believe somebody else is going to tell you, you run to a psychic to hear that things are going to be okay. They can say yes all day long. And you're going to go home and sit and wait for it. But you're not taking the action, not realizing you're the creator of that, yes, it's going to be okay life. Are you ready to do these 3 steps? If you are, I'd love to hear your results, because I'm hearing amazing things out there. It really doesn't take a lot. I always want to simplify it for you, but you have to take the action. What are you here for? How long do you want to stay in pain and anxiety? How long? Yeah, we're going to be challenged no matter what. Wouldn't you rather do it on the highest level? The greater good for all of us. Remember, it's not just about you. There's something much bigger going on that you can participate in. And it's a beautiful place. So I hope you'll subscribe. You guys see, these are free videos. Many ways to earn online, creating online businesses. I got a whole platform for spiritually conscious businesses coming out. We're going to do some pretty cool stuff. Maybe that's for you. If not, find out what you're passionate about. Start living that life, because life is beautiful. You ready? You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.